Hey guys, so I'm trying something new for the channel. I've done these like wrap up videos before when I used to have a book channel, but now that I'm doing more manga content, I'm like, maybe we could talk about the ones that I've read at the end of the month, the ones I haven't done videos yet, or like plan not to really do videos for, but I want to talk about. And so let's do this. I feel like I might be a little awkward in this one because I've never done it in this style before. These are all the mangas that I read in May and June, and I knew that if I didn't do this video right now, if I didn't do it this style, that this video wouldn't happen because it will be like August and that'll be 3 months, and that's too long, so let's just do it. The first one I have to talk to you guys about is After the Rain. It is so good. I read the whole series, and I do plan on actually doing a whole review. I actually wrote a whole script for it, but I am awkward every time I go to film it that I haven't, like, it's still in the script stage, I guess. But yeah, it's basically, you would think it's a age gap romance because that's how it's presented, but it's not. It's about finding yourself, and like, it's such a good coming of age story. Oh my god. It's so good. If you haven't already heard of it, check it out. It is about this teenage girl who ends up getting a crush on her manager they work at a family restaurant. It's so cute. It's not what you would think it is at all. So I would totally recommend these. The next one that I read was Don't Toy With Me, Nagatoro-san. And it's I've been trying to do a video on this one also for months. I actually started reading the series in October, and I want to do a video on how the series is thus far, and 2 more volumes came out at the time that I planned that video. But it's such a good like karaka, like, what is it, English word for karaka, like TZ anime, and anime manga. It's a TZ manga, and I really like concepts like this. I'm also reading, I forgot what the other one is called, but like I'm reading another one like this too, and I really like it. So I love a good, like, this is how I am, like, with my mans. I love so that, like, this type of thing is just, yeah. It's really, but I will say that it is not as, like, because everyone will say, like, oh, it's a spicy manga. It's not that spicy. Like, honestly, maybe I'm desensitized because I grew up watching Nippon Sunset. But it's not that spicy. It's more, like, teasy. It's definitely a tease. Like, this is a definition of a tease manga. I love tease mangas, though. So don't come for me being like, oh, do you not like it? No, I do like tease mangas. I just don't think that it's as spicy, and it's, like, you know. But then also, I think even if you're coming from American comics, there are some way more spicier scenes even in American comics, in my opinion. But I think it's more about the story and the journey and, like, the characters, and I love that. I love the ones where you can just fall in love with the fucking characters. Amazing. Like, I still do want to do a video on this. I'm currently reading volume 6. I'm actually kind of stuck on volume 6. It's because I keep reading them at the wrong times, and then I can't get into the chapters, but I definitely need to, like, catch up on this and do that video where I, like, go through everything that I actually really enjoy about this series. So the next one I read is volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Blue Flag. I actually read volumes 1 and 2 through the Viz app because you can pay like $2 a month and just read manga on there if you are okay with not having a physical version and not owning it. And honestly, if you want to start a new series, I would honestly definitely recommend that. I think it's really great. Also, for the ones that aren't as in print, like, definitely use the Viz app or like the Shonen Jump app. Would be amazing. Like, great life tip, by the way. But yeah, this is an LGBTQ love triangle, love rectangle type of thing. It is honestly so addicting. Like, I know people were like bragging about this and be like, this is so good. But, like, it's hard. Like, I don't know what is in this. I don't know what kind of crack is in this book, but it is so good. It's so fast to read. I am currently reading volume 4. I actually can't find it. So, fun. I don't know where I put it. I cannot find it. I have not been able to find it, but, like, I had guests over, and so I cleaned the whole house, and now I can't. Like, I don't know where the fuck it is. But I am going to, I'm going to try to find it and watch it. And I know we're close to the end. I think there's only 8 volumes in the series, and I'm already halfway there, which is so sad. I like reading series that I like, but I don't like finishing series that I like. I don't know if that makes sense. Am I the only person who feels that way? Because, oh my god, like, I just want to just enjoy it forever. Like, I want it to be like One Piece where it never ends. But with a lot of romance ones that push it that long, it gets annoying. So I'm happy that it does have an ending, but I have no clue where it's gonna go. Honestly, I really do like it though, and I might do a review on it once it's over with all my feelings and emotions because, again, like, I don't know how I feel because sometimes like just reading volume 1 and 2 and just or 3 or 4 whatever, like, it's not always the full feelings. I know this is stupid. I don't know. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Do you feel it? Are you all as invested in manga as I am? Where you're like, yeah, like, but you could also like a beginning of a series and hate the end, and like it just changes the whole thing. So I really want to know how it ends before I give like full opinions. But so far, like it, definitely would recommend it. Yeah. I have started getting the physical copies because I really do like the next manga I read is After Hours Volume 1, and I really liked it, but I don't know if I'm going to continue it. It is an LGBTQ UD. UD means girls love, which means it's 2 girls, and it's only 3 volumes. Like, the series is actually really, really short. And I actually did buy the Japanese version of these because I just wanted to have them. I don't think maybe I would never read them, but I just bought them. And yeah, this one, I'm not used to the color palette because it's actually really dark and it's kind of a little bit hard to read because I'm so used to like a lot of white panels in manga, and so that it's been different. But also, it just was so quick. It was like, oh, at a bar, oh, having sex, like especially in Japanese mediums, unless it's like actual like adoujinshi where they're like, you're going in for the sex. I'm always surprised when there's any type of sex, much less in like the first half. That was shocking to me. And also, I'm just letting y'all know because just in case you're like, oh, this is a Japanese one, it's not gonna even if it's rated 18, it's not gonna have sex. Yeah, there's sex. I mean, there's not like it's not a doujinshi or anything like that. It's not like hentai or anything, so it's not like they're gonna show very much. But it just was shocking to me that we actually got something. I mean, as someone who's been reading manga my whole life, I know that it happens, but it doesn't happen too often. Maybe it's just the genres I read, but like, I was shocked. When I mean shocked, I was shocked. And also, like, it kind of, like, so they're really small. The manga itself is really thin. And so I don't know if I want to continue it. Like I said, I bought them in Japanese. I have volume 1 in English, but I bought the rest of 2, like a set of 3, because they're so cheap on Yahoo Auctions. Japanese, and I don't know, I just got it because I like the idea of this series, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna read it, if that makes sense, or if I'm gonna continue it. And that's the thing sometimes, like, sometimes you like it, but do you like it enough to continue it? Especially because I bought so much manga in the last like month, 2 months, because the manga hauls are doing really well. So yeah, and it's worse because like since the manga hauls are doing so well, I know that I'm probably gonna just splurge and buy more. Maybe I'll buy the rest of the series too, just so it looks good on my shelf. But I am not really sure how I feel about the series as a whole. Again, it's only 3 volumes. Maybe I'll just sit down and read it. But there's so many series that I want to read in comparison to this. Like, but yeah, I do like the LGBTQ element as someone who is one of the alphabet people myself. But I don't know. I still don't know. I don't know my feelings about this one. I know this is a wrap up and I'm trying to be like, oh, here are my feelings. But sometimes my feelings are that I don't have very many feelings. That's why I want to start doing these wrap ups because, yeah, just in case my feeling is I don't have too much feeling on this. It's so much easier than if I was like, here's a whole video, like a whole review video, and me being like, I don't know how I feel about this. But that's not helping anyone. No one wants that. So, yeah. I read volumes 1 and 2 of Sailor Moon. I'm rereading it because it's one of my favorite series growing up, and also I collected all of the Eternal versions, and so I really, really, really wanted to like reread them, obviously. And volumes 1 and 2 are just the first arc of Sailor Moon. Honestly, this is so sad to say because I'm like maybe I'm just going out of it, but Sailor Moon, especially the first arc, has never been my favorite, but I don't know, like, am I growing out of it because I didn't enjoy it this time around. Be because of the mood I was in when I started rereading this, but I did try to rewatch. I've never watched, actually. I tried watching Sailor Moon Crystal, so I can do like the movie review for like the new movie that was coming out. And it's like maybe if I catch up on all of it, it'll make more sense. Blah 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 blah. And so that's why I watched most of the first season of Sailor Moon Crystal, and I was like, I don't know if I'm liking this. So I was like, let me just read the manga, because I remember the manga being better, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this. So maybe it's because Sailor Moon Crystal really just was like a damper on my mood, honestly. Like, season 1 of Sailor Moon Crystal sucks. I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. And maybe I'll do a video on it, because I wanted to talk about it. Why do I have such strong feelings? I have very strong feelings about this, and it shouldn't be this strong. But as someone who is a huge Sailor Moon fan, I will say it's one of my top animes. Shoujo, Mahou Shoujo animes. And so it's fairly disappointing, especially for the fandom that Sailor Moon had. So, yeah, I don't know if that was exactly the reason why I didn't enjoy rereading these. But, yeah, I hope. I don't know. Like, sometimes you also just grow out of shit. So that might be it too. But I hope it's not that I grew out of Sailor Moon, because that would be sad. Maybe not. Maybe I'm 25 now. I literally started enjoying the show when I was 5. 20 years of liking the series. I think it's okay if I like grew out of it, but I hope not though. Still, anyway, on to the next one. We have another UD. Yes, I am trying to get into more UD, obviously, but this one is actually a light novel and not a, what is it called, a manga. I did watch the first few episodes of the anime, and so I actually knew, especially like half of the book, I understood where it was going, so it wasn't as like shocking or anything. And so like I kind of regret watching the first 2 episodes of the anime, because it's so close to the actual adaptation, and that's why I was like, I really want to do a review on it, but because I watched the first 2 episodes of the anime, I was like not as over, like I wasn't like, I liked it, but I was like, oh yeah, it's you know. So that's why I was like, I wish I would have not, but it's okay. I can't like go back and not watch the anime now. But that means that if I do a full video, if I do a full video on, I have so much problem saying this. If you watch my haul, where I haul this, you can tell that I have problems. Adachi and Shinmura. I don't even know what I was saying anymore. But yeah, I might do one in the future once I read more volumes of this, because I really do enjoy it. And also because it's a slow burn, it's really hard to be, and it's only 5 chapters. Light novels are so short, and they're so like to be continued that like you don't get too far in the story. So yeah, like I feel like one volume of manga, sometimes you go really far, but like light novels, you don't always go really far. So I mean, it's also my first light novel in a long time, and so I wasn't really used to it. But also I feel like light novels in English are a little weird, like because even though I'm really bad at reading Japanese, I've had my mom read me light novels in the past, and I feel like in Japanese it makes more sense as a light novel, but in English it's just a novel that's cuts off really quick. Like, it's kind of funny. I read volume 1 of Arisa. This is actually a reread. I actually read it in high school, and I was obsessed with this series. Like, I borrowed it from the library, and like I read it all, and I really wanted to reread it, because I wasn't sure if this is one of the series that I wanted to own, and I wasn't sure if they're gonna like discontinue it or anything. So I decided to get it. If you guys saw my haul, I also got some of them used and some of them new, but so far I enjoyed just as much as I did the first time around. But basically, if you guys don't know what the story's about, because this manga is not very popular. Like, I'm obsessed with it, but even in Japan, it's hard to find. I don't know why it's so hard to find, but basically, this girl, the main character, is a twin, and in Japan, co-parenting is illegal, and so they live in 2 different households, and so because of that, she hasn't seen her twin sister in a long time, and so they send letters back and forth and whatever, and they decide to meet up one of these days. And they're like, oh my god, your life is so cool, and you're so cool, and I bet everyone loves you, and blah. And she's like, oh, what if we just switch places one day? Like, what if we just do that? Like, let's do that. And they do it, and she's like, she's so popular, she's so nice, she has like a great boyfriend, and her life is perfect. But when she comes back when the main character comes back from doing that, he finds out that maybe her life isn't as perfect as it is, because she tries to commit suicide, and so the twin, Arisa is put into a hospital for a few months. And during that time, Tsubasa, the main character, actually decides to go undercover and pretend to be her and figure out what the fuck's going on. It's a suspense. It's so good. I love suspenses and mysteries. Yes, I do know how it ends because I've read this series before, but so far it still like holds up after like a really long time, because I think I read it in 2010 originally. So I like this. I just wish it had more hype. I wish more people would read it. I wish more people liked it. Like, I never hear anyone talk about it. So when I'm done, like, actually done rereading the series, I will do whole videos on this, because yes, it deserves more love. And ow, I just hit myself on the mic. Ow, did you hear that? I don't know if I'm gonna keep that in. But yeah, like, it deserves so much more love than it gets. And if you guys can't tell, I'm really passionate about this. It's really good. So good. So good. The next manga is another LGBTQ, because I was on a roll with LGBTQ mangas. I really like them, if you could not tell. But this one is called I Think Our Son is Gay. I actually did a whole review on this one, but it is a slice of life, like, manga. It's so cute, and I definitely recommend it. Watch my video on that if you guys want me to go in more detail, because I already have a whole video on it that's actually doing really well on YouTube. So yeah, if you watch that video of mine, thank you. It's almost at like it's doing really well. So yeah, thank you so much. Okay, next manga. The next manga I read is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, or Jibaku Shounen Hanako-kun, which honestly has a lot of hype right now. I've heard so many people on the manga sphere of YouTube talk about this, and do I like it? Do I not like it? I like it, but I have one gripe with it that no one talks about. I haven't heard anyone else talk about this, and it makes me feel crazy. But it's the fact that although it's really, really good and entertaining, if you are ADHD type of person, if you have like certain problems, like even like reading, like if you have like vision problems, this book is probably going to be hard for you to read, because it is so like cramped. Like the way the style in which it's drawn in is actually really hard to read. It doesn't matter, like, because I have the Japanese version and I also have the English version. Both versions are pretty hard to read. I actually put an example of a panel here. If you see that, it's very hard to read in comparison. That one's actually an easier panel to read, but there are a lot harder ones to read also. So it was just, this was one that was online and stuff. But I will, if you guys want me to do a whole video on my feelings about it so far, I can. Right now, I don't know if I'll be continuing it, but I do like it. So I think I will finish maybe like 1 or 2 more series and then go back to it, just because like the reading issue. But other than that, like, I like it, I like the story. It's just that I don't think it's going anywhere. But for now, I might actually start the anime. And what is it? So weird. I feel like I had the most Japanese accent. I am Japanese, but I think I might watch the anime and see if I like that, because I heard that it's kind of not done very well, but done well enough where you can like the characters, but like it makes you want to go back and read the manga. So I might. I'm not sure yet. I might. If I do, we'll do a anime video. That was all the manga I read in May and June, and hopefully you guys like enjoy this video. It actually took a long time to make the backgrounds, like the things that I had on the slides on it, and also I did this podcast style, so if you guys like that, I actually really enjoy doing videos podcast style. It's actually really fucking fun. So tell me if you guys like this. This was my first one, so like the vibes, the energy might be a little weird and off and things, but hopefully I'll get better at this, and I like it. I like doing these, so let me know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Goodbye.